We are back with more jabby goodness for 2025. Well, what have we got planned for the channel? We're going to slow things down a little bit. When we started this channel, we had a lot of very elementary stuff to go through. And so we kept a frenetic pace of 2 episodes a week. We're going to slow that down a bit. Occasionally you may still get 2 episodes, but otherwise I think 1 episode a week will do it for now. Right, so we're still working on all the widgets that we can have in Yab. Today we're going to talk about LISTBOX, and that is simply a box inside which you can put a list of things. Basically a list of little snippets of text. So, and for reasons that will become clear soon, we're going to run this one from the terminal. All right, and so there it is. This is your LISTBOX. And as you can see, it's got a scroll bar and it just has a bunch of things. Okay, so let's see how we do it. We open a window, we create the LISTBOX, give it a name. One that says whether it has a scroll bar or not, and we put it on the main view, which in this case is just the window, which is called example. We create a single button, there it is, and then we start adding things to the list. Now keep in mind, it simply goes down the list and it adds these items in the order that you create them. It doesn't automatically sort them. If you want to sort them, you have to give the command to sort. And we select number 2, which here is Apple. Okay, here's your main loop. While not quitting, all right, there's your exit point. And a LISTBOX has 2 commands, right, or 2 messages that it sends. When you select it with a single click, and when you invoke it with a double click. And that's why we're running this from the terminal, just so I can show you the difference. Right, so if the message contains underscore select, then first you get the current item, which will be a numeric variable, and then you print here in the desktop, in the terminal, the item corresponding to that numeric item. So if I click here, then it's going to first say you selected number 1, therefore I am going to print out BOS, which is the actual number, the actual string pertaining to that number. So I think internally this actually gets stored in some kind of string array, but you don't have to worry about that. Okay, all this is of course quite optional. There's no real reason for it. I'm just trying to show you the difference between select and invoke. Now, if I invoke, if I double click on something, then the same thing happens. Get the number, get the item that correspond to that number, and then I put on a little alert. So let's say this one. Right. Then I've made a button to sort my list. Okay, look closely what happens when and there we go, it's now sorted. It's a simple case-sensitive alphanumeric sort. Unfortunately, you can't be more creative with how you sort these things. Now, it would have been nice to, specify, should capital letters be on top and lowercase below, or mix it up, or whatever. But it's just a very simple sorting mechanism. And so that is your list box. Now, of course, it is entirely possible to use this as a little launching application, right? So if I had a program called ZX81, then I could simply have said, instead of this alert, launch item string. So it is possible to write a little launcher, app launcher, using LISTBOX. For example, all sorts of things you can do with it. Okay, so that is the LISTBOX. It's very useful. It's like a little, tiny little database, in a sense. You don't have to add these things explicitly like that. You could hide those items in data statements, read them out, and add them to the LISTBOX. You could read a file, and then you could read them one by one, add them into the LISTBOX with a little loop. You can, depending on what the rest of your program does, you could say change number 6 to something else and write it back to the file. So it is quite a versatile little thing. I haven't used up all the items here, all the possibilities for a LISTBOX. But this is just to get you started. There is more in the help files. Okay, so that's it. Our first lesson for 2025. Thanks for watching.